another guest.
Dave Hengel, Greater Bemidji.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
You bet.
New stuff going on? What's going on in town? Huh? Jeez. It's just crazy, isn't it, fellas?
I've mentioned this a few times throughout the week, but I've been through this before in Grand Forks in 97.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly very different situation.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Grand Forks is what it is now. It's a pretty thriving and growing community because of 1997. How can Bemidji come out the other side of this better?
It's a great question. I think, I was walking downtown yesterday and saw the Keg and Cork had a sign outside that said, "We are beat up, but we're not beaten."
Right on.
And that is exactly, I think, the mentality here. It's interesting that, the mayor was here just now and the fire chief. I mean, we've got great heroes, by the way, in our community right now. But I was thinking about the other day that they told me I think there's 9 or 10 trees left in Library Park and Paul Bunyan Park. But Paul and Babe didn't move. Isn't that amazing?
I saw people on Saturday getting their picture taken at Paul and Babe.
Isn't that something?
Climbing over trees to get a picture taken.
Bit symbolic, but real, right? We're still standing. I yesterday took a break from all this and went out to the golf course and played around the golf and sitting on the deck and still thinking we are still an amazing town.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as we hear, about the disaster and all that, and certainly people are hurting, we're still an amazing town. And we're blessed to be here, and we'll come back, and we'll come back stronger.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of how we roll here. So
People came to Grand Forks to help and realized, you know what, I could start a business here. That possibility is, it exists everywhere.
Sure.
But having the statewide attention that we had, and yes, it's for a horrible reason, but it can all be for a benefit, can it not?
it can be. We got to get past the perception, particularly in a tourist town. I mean, we're a tourist town, and the local businesses are worried about, okay, are people just going to avoid us for this year? Are we going to lose an entire tourism season? And we basically have, 60 days left of summer.
Yep.
And these are businesses that make their money during that 60 days. And so we want to make sure that they know the doors are open still to our community. And, yeah, it looks a little different, but we definitely can welcome people still and grow from it, as you're saying, Schultze, that I think there'll be opportunities. They're just a little hard to see right now,
Well, what sorts of things has Greater Bemidji been working on?
Well, we had a lot. We had a little summit yesterday with some of the local businesses, particularly small businesses, trying to get a kind of a clear assessment. The Northwest Minnesota Foundation, the HRDC, ourselves, the Chamber, we got together, and we're going to put together a pool of resources that we can access for the business community, that at least provides them some hope, right? And the answer, what we're hearing from people is not that, that in the uncertainty about insurance, right? What will insurance cover? What won't they cover? When will they cover it? When will they get out? That type of thing. Larger deductibles than they've seen in the past, and so we're going to have to support that. Business interruption insurance, losing a full weekend in the middle of our tourism season is difficult for folks. And then there's the restaurants that we've heard multiple times now where they've lost product, $5,000 worth of product, but it's not enough to submit to insurance. And so there's just a really unique, people think immediately about the building damage, but it's more than that. And that's
Absolutely.
And those are the things we're trying to address with this urgent fund. And then we'll also have a fund that's each of our funds that'll be available for bigger projects. The mayor, for example, mentioned La Valley Industries, of which he's a part owner in. Major damage. There are community or businesses within our community that did experience major damage, and we want to make sure they're taken care of too.
I was just going to say that we can pivot on the marketing and come see the destruction, because for some reason people like to see what happened. I'm sure we have that people are coming up here to see how bad it was.
Oh, for sure. And you drive around Lake Avenue right now, and there's still people driving up there. And it was, first time I drove, I was stunned.
Yeah, me too.
Just crazy stuff. So, I think there is. And there, excuse me, there is also a blessing that all these companies have staff that are here trying to help us, and they're filling up our hotels.
Right.
So while we're getting cancellations for tourism reasons, we're also getting these workers that are coming in and helping out. So,
never ceases to amaze me at how quickly people can respond. The fact that the vast majority of people, and for those that still don't, I'm sorry, but the vast majority of people got power back pretty quickly, all things considered.
amazing.
We have an infrastructure here that can support businesses and help them get back quickly and mitigate some of the, hey, we're closed because we don't have power issues that we saw on Saturday.
Right.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing that it takes a crisis sometimes to bring people together, right? I mean, and we've talked in this show occasionally about, differences of opinion between political units or differences of opinion between, organizations in the city and all those different things. Boy, they go away fast.
Yeah.
when
Thank
you're
goodness.
Thank goodness when you're in a crisis. And I think we are well served by our organizations, the United Way, from the city, the township, the county. I mean, we're very well served right now. You're seeing it. And this is why we have that infrastructure, because things like this happen.
Is Greater Bemidji kind of a go-between between some state entities and state responses and state resources and the city and the county and all that kind of stuff?
Not yet. I mean, I think the resources that we have available are local. And so it's the organizations we have here today. Sorry, it's busy.
Sure.
It's busy.
Gotcha.
I'm just tired. Any case, the resources that we have today are really local resources that exist here in our community. I reached out yesterday to the state of Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development to ask what they had available. Unfortunately, most of what they have available has to come after a national declaration of disaster, and then the FEMA process, and then the SBA approvals. It would take forever. And so we're trying to at least provide a Band-Aid to get past, that urgent need. But yeah, again, at this point, the resources that I'm hearing about from the state level are particularly focused on the public, so the city to county,
Sure.
and which is appropriate as well.
There will be an awful lot of construction in town, which is good for construction type people. Will this potentially push back the YMCA project?
No. It's amazing to me. I'll tell you, you can't make this up. We, as you know, this project's been up and down and here forever, and we've been working our butts off on it. And what it will delay is we were set to launch on July 1st our fundraising campaign, the community campaign. We're going to pause on that.
There you go.
Maybe for a month or so. People need to take care of themselves right now before they get asked to help others, right? And I just think we need to be respectful of that, allow people to get back to normalcy before we ask them to start thinking about donations toward the YMCA.
Shop local, everyone.
Yeah.
It helps.
Help us out.
Most important thing you can do.
Dave, thanks for stopping by.
You bet. Thanks, guys.